Good morning, Kounde. It is time to wake up and Barça. Live Barcelona news coming at you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the Undefeated channel. Good morning, my friends. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Barcelona's UEFA Champions League draw. We've got the group of death, my friends. We're going to be going over those details. We will also be taking a look at the upcoming weekend fixture against Valladolid. Apparently, we're going to get Jules Kounde registered. Fingers crossed. That's the news. There's also some transfer updates that we got to talk about. That's all happening on today's episode of Wake Up in Barca. Before we dive into things, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Show your support. Easiest way to show your support, show me some love, drop that like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the conversation as we catch up on some Barcelona news, have a little bit of caffeine, and have some good conversation with our fellow culés. Let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right, good morning once again, my friends. Welcome, culés from around the world. Welcome, Stash Squad. Good morning. It is time to get into Barcelona news, starting with the Champions League draw. I swear this is rigged. There's no way this just happens. This isn't circumstance. This is just, you know what I'm saying? Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Victoria, however you say that second word. I just, am I the only one who's feeling like somebody's up there puppeteering this situation? Like there's some strings being pulled, like there's no way that Bayern versus Barcelona in group stage is an accident? Am I the only one who's feeling that way? Or am I just maybe a little bit scarred? Maybe I have a little bit of trauma from past experiences. I don't know. Something like an 8-2. Folks, toughest group out of all of them. Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, that's going to be a hard one too, but I don't think Napoli are going to hang in it. Group B, Porto, Atletico, Leverkusen. No powerhouses in that group even. Would have loved to be in there. Group C, I think that's the toughest one. Group D, Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham. You're going to march through Sporting and Marseille. Not even a big deal. Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg. None of those teams are powerhouses right now. Chelsea's struggling a great deal. Group F, Madrid. They got Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic. Would you get real? Would you get real right now? City have Sevilla and Dortmund. PSG have Juve and Benfica. We're the only one with three big teams. I'll say Group A is also pretty tight, but that's because Ajax, Napoli are more mid-level even. They're not elite. Barcelona, toughest group of death. What do we think, folks? The poll is live. Are we getting out of this group of death? And if so, how far are we going to go? I want to know your opinions in the chat. But the poll is, will we get out? Yes or no? And if it's a no, will it be to Europa League or will it be completely eliminated, being fourth place out of the group? What do we think? Top two go to Champions League, round of 16. Third goes to Europa League. Fourth place drops out. So the poll is live. Let me know what you're thinking, folks. Right now, it is looking like a yes. We got 21 votes in. Let's keep those rolling in, and let's keep those likes rolling in as I turn to the chat. Say my hellos, say my good mornings to the Stash Squad, and then we'll continue on with more Barcelona news. We're going to talk transfer rumors, Umtiti, Aubameyang, Memphis updates. People are still talking about Bernardo Silva. I don't understand why, but we'll get into that. And then a little match preview for Valladolid. All that coming up here in just a few minutes, folks. Kalamju, good morning, says, good game from Man City fan. Okay, very nice. It was a good game, 3-3. We're not going to talk too much about it. If it comes up conversationally, we'll bring up the talking points. But overall, friendly match. Neither team played their strongest 11 for a majority of the match, so you can't read too much into it, but love to see it. Good to have a charity match. Good just to see Barcelona and Man City on the same pitch. Pep and Xavi. And if you missed it, I've got a combined starting 11 video on the channel right now. You can check it out after this episode. Vincent, good morning, says, I believe Eric Garcia will do just fine against Lukaku when we face Inter, because if Luis Enrique and Coleman and now Xavi... I'm sorry, that's too much. I got lost in reading that. I appreciate you participating in the chat, though, Vincent. I do think Eric Garcia will fare well if he is played against Inter Milan. We'll talk about playing time. Eric Garcia is in a little bit of trouble, I think, with Kounde, with Christensen, with Araujo, even with Piqué. We'll see. He starts over Piqué. I think we can all agree he starts over Piqué. Calm down. I'm going way too fast. Super excited for the weekend. Anyway, Harry says, yesterday was a chaotic day for me. First had an exam, then Barcelona's Champions League draw. Wild day. Glad to see you, Harry. Winston, how we doing, sir? Says, the story had to have us versus Bayern. I'm telling you, UEFA and FIFA have both been accused, and there has been strong evidence of not just match fixing, but actually fixing the tournaments to have the matchups that they want. I'm not saying I have evidence of this being a case, but just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? Something's going on. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen that way. Anyway, Poncho Mike, good to see you. Says basically the worst possible outcome. This will be tricky. It is going to be tricky, but I think a draw with Bayern, we beat Inter, we obviously smash Victoria, and then I think we're all right. As long as Bayern beat Inter, that's the concern. Things get tricky when the team that you think is going to be top loses to one of the other teams. What we need is a draw against Bayern. I'm talking both matches. We beat Inter at home, we draw away, we beat Victoria in both matches, and as long as Inter doesn't beat Bayern, we'll be all right. And I don't think that'll happen. Also, who knows? Bayern are off to an incredibly hot start, but who knows if that'll last? Who knows? We've been off a little bit slower off the blocks, 0-0 draw in our first match, but second half of our second match put in, 3 of the 4 goals in a 4-1 victory. We'll take that. So we're starting to rev the engines a little bit. We're working out what we need to work out. We're building out the chemistry. Got a lot of new faces at the club. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. I'm feeling good. I know it's the group of death, and I feel like we've been manipulated, but overall, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll get second. I think Bayern will pretty much clean house, but we can get at least a draw at home. We can definitely get at least a draw at home. And at the end of the day, also, we're going to play these big clubs eventually. If we want to get to the semis or better, which I think is our goal for this year, we're going to have to play the best of the best. Anyway, we might as well start with Bayern in our group and move on from there. So what do we think, folks? Are we getting out of the group? What's the expectations for Champions League this year? And am I overlooking any of these groups as potentially a more competitive group than what we have? Like I said, Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers, that's also a tough group, but it's tough in outside of Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, Rangers, those clubs aren't elite. They're going to be tough European competition, but they're not elite clubs like Bayern, like Inter. Same with Porto, Athletic Madrid, Leverkusen, Club Brugge, all meh. None of those are contenders. None of those teams are contenders, okay? There's one contender for Champions League in this group. There are 0 in Group B. There are 2 in Group C. I would say 0, maybe Tottenham, maybe 1 in Group D. I'd like to say Chelsea, but no. I'm going to say 0 in Group E. Group F has 1. Group G has 1. Group H, Juventus are not Champions League contenders. I'll give it 1.5. So we're the only one with a solid 2 clubs that are Champions League contenders and a third that they're not contenders, but I would say they have just as good a chance as Inter, just as good a chance as Tottenham. Inter have as good a chance as all of Group B. It's a tough one, folks. It's a tough one. We have the hardest group, okay? And it's because we're a contender, Bayern's a contender. Inter should be making it out of the group stage of Champions League. That would be their expectations. If they drop out and go into Europa League, that's going to be a black eye for their club. That's not their expectation. Their expectation would be round of 16, round of 8, I would assume. I don't know. You know what I need to do, folks? You know what I need to do? I need to find myself an Inter Milan content creator and a Bayern Munich content creator. We need to collaborate. So if that's you, you're watching this right now, if somebody tagged you in this clip because someone watching my content was like, oh, I know exactly who to connect Mustache John with, hit me up. Instagram, Twitter, right down there. At The Undefeated Mustache John on Instagram, at The Undefeated MJ on Twitter, or you can find me on TikTok, at The Undefeated MJ. But I'm going to be looking to connect with some supporters of Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, see how they feel about this draw. For me, I'm feeling like second place should be secured, like that's ours. I don't want to get blown out. I don't want Bayern Munich to clean house. I want to get at least a draw at home. Part of me saying we should be expecting a win at home. I'm debating in my head. Either way, I'm very curious. Bayern Munich fans, Inter Milan supporters, very curious what y'all are thinking about this. So I'm gonna be reaching out. I'm gonna be trying to find some content creators. We'll see. Let me turn to the chat once again, keep the conversations going, and then we are going to jump over, take a look at transfer rumors and match preview for Valladolid. Coffee at Dawn, how we doing, sir? Says Real Madrid with the easiest group. Yeah, I just time after time. Espa64 says, good morning. If Barcelona can beat the last season winner Real Madrid, then we can go with anyone. Okay. All right. I love the optimism. Anthony says, I think we're going to make second. I'm with you. Harry says, let's stay positive. We might as well not dwell on it, have hopes of making it out, and just don't say we'll come first or second. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I can't help but look forward and start to anticipate a little bit. Coffee says we're going to have to bring in some fullbacks. Apparently we're working on Alonso. Apparently we're working on a right back solution in Foyth. Who knows? We'll see. We'll talk about that. Poncho Mike says goal is just to qualify for the next round. The next draw will tell the real story. Amen to that. However, ones match up with twos. So very often you want to get first so you don't have to play a number one seed from another group. Sometimes things go a little bit crazy and that doesn't exactly work out. I.e., if Bayern is 1 and Barcelona is 2, all the 1 seeds are going to be like, please not Barcelona. So we'll see. 1 or 2 gets us through. You're absolutely right. At the same time, my heart is telling me I want more. I want that upset. I want to really announce that Barcelona are truly back. It'd be fantastic. I wonder, they have the matches up yet? Nope, not yet. Okay. I'm curious for when the schedule actually comes out to see if we'll be home or away against Bayern first. We'll see here. We'll see. Roger Wallace, good morning to you. Says we're going to make it out topping the group. Love the optimism, sir. Anthony says, what do you think about Depay and Aubameyang leaving? That's a good transition, sir. Let's jump over and talk just about that. We'll start with Memphis Depay. I'm going to use Fabrizio Romano here on both of these topics. Says Memphis Depay deal with Juventus has now definitely collapsed 100%. It was almost agreed last Thursday. Depay never changed his request. Rabiot to Man United deal collapsed, changed Juve's plans as they decided to use their budget to proceed with Milik and Paredes. Womp, womp, womp. So Memphis deal gone. That Juventus deal, I mean. Which means he is still left in a situation where he's only willing to cancel his contract if he makes a deal with another club, and he has now like 4 or 5 days to make that happen. And we're coming up to the weekend where yes, business can be done, but not a lot. So Are we going to make a deal for Memphis? I'm not sure. At this point, unless it's going to be, I would say, a Premier League club who has a lot of cash and is ready to just take a gamble on him, I don't see it happening, folks. I don't see it happening. I think Memphis ends up staying this year. Further evidence, burps. Further evidence that make me think that Memphis is going to stay. Chelsea and Barcelona remain in contact. Again, referring to Fabrizio Romano here. No club's agreement yet, but strategy game continues. Talk still on. Chelsea insisting to include Marcus Alonso, while Barca consider that a separate deal. No breakthrough in talks yet. This is a weird one, folks. And I think it's because there's some sort of technicality or loophole based off of how much we actually get for Aubameyang cash-wise versus a little bit less cash and a player. I think if we get full cash, we get to count that as income. It goes towards our budget for La Liga salaries. And then, because it already counted as income, then we can spend some of that cash to buy Alonso, as opposed to less cash up front. We don't get that credit towards our salaries, but we do get another player that we have to pay and add into that salary cap. So, in a weird way, if I'm interpreting that correctly, excuse me, if I'm interpreting that correctly, it makes sense. I just don't know if I'm interpreting it correctly, so we'll see. But that's my interpretation, like I'm saying. Aubameyang, if we can get... Honestly, I would take the 18. I would take the 18 million euros and Alonso, but I don't know all the details behind it. So if we can get up to like 20, 22 million, and then we buy Alonso for 4 or 5 million, that's fine. Or we don't. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't buy Alonso because we have Balde now. The possibility. We could definitely do that. We could 100% do that. We shall see. We shall see. I'm reconsidering my starting 11 right now. I just took a little peek at it. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. We'll talk about that in just a moment, folks. We're going to turn into a match preview for the upcoming fixture against Valladolid. That's going to be Sunday, 1:30. Should be a good match, folks. I think Barcelona ready to break out, like I mentioned earlier. 4 goals in our last match. And I think coming up, we're going to be looking to break out. Currently sitting 5th in the table. No need to panic, though. 2 points behind league leaders Villarreal, Real Madrid, Real Betis, and Osasuna. That's going to shake up. That's going to change after this weekend, of course. We'll take a look down at the bottom where Valladolid are. 1 point so far. See who they've played this season. Oh, wow. 1-1 draw with double red cards against Sevilla. That was last weekend. And then a 3-0 loss against Villarreal. So Valladolid still looking for their first victory of the season. I'm going to tell you this. It ain't going to happen this weekend, folks. That's not even a possibility. There's no way Barcelona are losing this one. We're going to come out hot. I'm going to jump over to a starting 11 as we dive into Barcelona preview and predictions for this upcoming match against Valladolid. Let's go over starting 11, talk about the match outcome, what we think is going to happen. I want to get your thoughts too, so make sure that you continue the conversation. If you're watching this on replay, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I want to keep that conversation going, folks. Okay, here we go. Starting 11 against Valladolid. I don't think Xavi's actually going to take too many gambles on this one. I know this is an opportunity to maybe have a little rotation against a lesser opponent. However, it's early in the season. We're working on chemistry. So I think Xavi is going to go with what is going to be close to a starting 11. What is going to be close to a preferred starting 11 that we'll use consistently throughout this year. Let's take a look. In the back, Ter Stegen gets the start. And then, who's that? Who is that at center back? Is that Kounde? But John, Kounde's not registered. What's going on here? Well, hang on. Let's jump back over to some news here because according to Barça Buzz, La Liga will be given give the green light to Barcelona to register Jules Kounde without the club needing to reduce the wage bill further. The levers have proved to be enough. Barca have made 3 appeals to different entities. So this is not Fabrizio Romano type confirmation, all right? This is Barca Buzz quoting Sergi De Juan here, who I'm not super familiar with. Doesn't look like he has a lot of followers. This is why we get upset, Barca Buzz. This is why we get upset with just quoting, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I got excited. I was planning my starting 11 on this being true. Let's see if we can get a better source. Here. Okay, that's great. All right, Gerard Romero. All right, that's better. If Gerard Romero said it, then we're feeling good. We're feeling all right. Let's see if we can get it straight from the horse's mouth. VR football. Okay, that's a little bit better. The sources are getting better, my friends. Panic subsiding. Relax. Everybody's okay. Calm down. Look at our guy here. Look at our guy. Anyway, all right, I digress. Let's jump back over to his starting 11. With that news, I think Kounde gets the start. I think he comes right in, plays alongside Christensen. Again, lesser opponent. Is this an opportunity for PK to play? Potentially. Is this an opportunity for Balde to get the start? I would say yes. That's the one that just a few minutes ago, I was kind of looking ahead and thinking about my starting 11. I was like, will it be Balde? I'll say maybe. I might have that one wrong. It might be Balde playing on that left wing there. The midfield 3, however, Boussy, back from suspension, going to be playing next to Pedri and Frankie de Jong, who will remain at the club this season. Wages, we'll see. Now that we're able to register Kounde, I think pressure is off Frankie. I think we're going to have similar issues next summer. We're going to say, hey, Frankie, we're trying to bring in new players. We're trying to clear space on the wage bill. You're still getting paid twice as much as anybody else at the club right now. So we'll see. The Dembele saga, the De Jong saga, we're going to revisit next summer. I digress. Attacking 3, my friends, it is time. It is time for Ansu Fati to return to the starting 11, get his first La Liga start of the season, and continue on from his performance last weekend. A goal and 2 assists off the bench. Amazing performance from Ansu Fati. It was right back to what we were expecting of him pre-injuries. The creativity on the ball, the movement off the ball, the passing, the dribbling. I am so excited for this young man. I think it's time. I think he's fully fit physically and mentally. I think he gets the start on the left wing with Lewandowski and Dembele on that right-hand side. I think Rafinha will come off the bench. I think Ferran Torres will come off the bench. I think Gavi will come off the bench. Who knows if Aubameyang will actually be listed here. But you notice one other thing. Outside of the starting 11, down on my bench there, I have Serginho Dest. Please, Xavi, for my own sanity and to avoid a broken heart, please just let Serginho Dest out of the doghouse. Put him on the squad at least. I mean, if we go up 4-0 against Valladolid and Dest is on the bench, you're telling me you can't throw him out there? Give him a shot, give him some exposure, some experience to build off of? Come on, Xavi. Throw him in there. That's all I'm asking. Anyway, folks, this is what I think is going to be a starting 11. Like I said, the changes that I'm considering, Balde at left back, and maybe PK goes in for Christensen just to give Kounde that veteran leadership alongside him. Maybe. But Christensen's playing lights out football right now. He is being overlooked as one of the key components that's going to turn around Barcelona's current state. We're looking at Ansu. We're looking at Pedri, Dembele, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and others. Of course. And it's very exciting. But let's not overlook Christensen and the impact that he's having on that back line. The other part, I don't know. Roberto could get a start as well. Roberto could get a start at right back. It could be that Kounde doesn't start right away. I feel like he should, but it could be that he doesn't start right away. It could be Christensen, Araujo, Roberto could slide in. This is a possibility. I feel very confident midfield forward that I got that correct. But we could see something like this. Could also see, like I said, Jordi Alba finding his way to the bench and Balde coming in. This is also a possibility, my friends. And those, like I said, are really the only questions. The only questions for me are, will Kounde get the start? And if he does, I think Araujo goes right back. Christensen plays alongside Kounde at center back. So will Kounde start? Jordi Alba or Balde? And Araujo or Roberto at right back. That's, for me, the only debate. Let me turn to the chat, see what others are thinking, see what others are feeling. Again, let me know what your thoughts are. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you have changed? And what are your predictions for this upcoming match against Valladolid? I'm going 5-0 Barcelona. We are leapfrogging the Barcelona expectations. We're going 5-0 to Barcelona against Valladolid. A clean sheet for Ter Stegen, who again is going to have a career season this year. He's going to be back up in the elite status. I'm telling you, I'm going to keep repeating it all season long because you know you're getting the facts right here. Anyway, 5-0 for Barcelona. I'm going to say goals from Ansu Fati, 2 from Lewandowski, 1 from Pedri, and 1 from Ferran Torres off the bench. Let's go. Ansu Fati, double for Lewandowski. Dembele, Ferran Torres off the bench. Lock it in. You heard it here first, folks. 5-0 Barcelona over Valladolid. Again, let me know your thoughts on the starting 11, the predicted scoreline, and as always, if you're enjoying this content, take just a moment, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate the support. Easiest way to show your love and support for this channel, to hit the thumbs up button, gets the algorithm going, gets some new faces coming in to the channel. I appreciate it. We are continuing to grow here, connecting Kool-Aids from around the world on our road to 10,000. It's a heavy lift, folks. We're going there, trying to climb our way to 10,000 for this year. We went from 1,500 to 4,000 last year. We're trying to double those efforts now and get ourselves up to 10,000. Let me say that again. 10,000 followers by the end of the season. Lofty numbers, but we can do it together, folks. It's all about building that community. Speaking of, let me get caught up with the Stash Squad again. Let me know your predictions and what you think about the starting 11. Let's see here. CM Punk, how we doing, sir? Good to see you. Matinho, welcome. Says Ansu Fati owns Inter Milan. We'll get back to Champions League conversation here in a few minutes. Who else here? Chris says, sorry to say that if Des couldn't get minutes in a friendly, that there's no chance he's going to play in the league. I know. At this point, as I clear little fuzz and hair off my mic, at this point, if I'm Serginho Des, I probably do look for another club. I got like 3 or 4 days to do so, but a loan maybe makes sense for me. I would hope that his time at Barcelona is not over. It just as an American, I want him to stay there. I'm cognizant that I have some bias in terms of how I view Dest. If he wasn't American, would I even be standing up for him whatsoever? I gotta say, I'm not sure. His play is inconsistent. Moments of brilliance, moments of just pure frustration. Mostly brilliance on the attacking side, frustration on the defensive side. But he's got pace. He can play on the left, the right. His dribbling ability in terms of a wing back, world class. Defensive side, not so great. Passing and positioning, not so great. So room to grow. I hope that, like I said, I hope that his time at Barcelona isn't over. We'll see. We shall see. What other thoughts do we have? Ahmed, how we doing, sir? Says, hopefully no more Ferran starting. Lots of hate for Ferran Torres. He'll come around, folks. Mark my words. He will come around this season. Might take him a couple matches. He's coming back from injury. You got to give him a little bit of time, get up to match fitness. But this is going to be Ferran Torres' year. I could feel it. Maxime says, the only problem Xavi has with Dest is he did not make defensive effort. He's very good when he goes forward, but Xavi wants something different. Well said. Can't disagree with that. Flash, how we doing, sir? Good morning. Matinho says, going with Champions League predictions. Apparently, nobody wants to talk about Valladolid. Everybody's focused on Champions League right now. Jones says, QK Jones says, I think and I wish that the defense would be Balde, Kounde, Araujo, and Roberto. Balde, Kounde, Araujo, Roberto. That's a good back line. I think we'll get there. I think that will probably end up being our starting back line. We'll see. Xavi's got to figure that out. We got to figure out right back. And I'm just repeating myself at this point. I wish Dest would get another chance. Pancho Mike says, should be a comfortable win. Should be a comfortable win. Well said, Mike. We have, in the past, struggled against some of the lower table teams, but I'm feeling good about this one. That's why I'm sticking with a 5-0 win for us. Harry says, Barcelona 4, Valladolid 0, Lewandowski, Fati, Frankie de Jong, and Serginho Dest. Ooh, Harry, I love the optimism, my friend. I hope that happens. That would be great, I think, for everybody involved, Frankie and Dest in particular. Ahmed says 4-0 Barcelona, Lewandowski 2, Pedri 1, Rafinha 1. Lock it in. Roger Wallace says, is it true Kounde would be registered even if Abba is not sold? Read that this morning. Yes, just a few minutes ago. You might have missed it, Roger. We did dive in to the Twitterverse, and we did get some confirmation. Let me see if I can bring that back up here. Zip. There we go. Bring this over. There we go. There we go. And zip. We scroll up here. So reports from, who is the reliable source? BR Football is pretty reliable. They don't spam stuff. La Liga will allow Barcelona to register Jules Kounde ahead of their match on Sunday versus Valladolid without having to sell any players, reports Gerard Romero. So, BR Football, not known for clickbait, we'll say, quoting Gerard Romero, who's very reliable. So, things are looking good. I would say that we should be all right getting Jules Kounde registered. Matinho says 5-1 Valladolid. Araujo will pocket Mane. Everybody's talking about Champions League. We got to wait. Be patient on Champions League, folks. Patience. Winston says 4-0 Barcelona. Lewandowski hat trick with Pedri getting the fourth. Love it. I hope that would be fantastic. Forza Barça, good morning, says, again, Araujo will pocket Mane and we'll show them Vamos Barça. Visca Barça indeed. Taking a look at the poll, folks. Since everybody wants to talk about Champions League, we'll jump back to that conversation. I'm going to close out the poll in just 1 second, so you got just a few moments to get your votes in if you haven't done so already. Will Barcelona make it out of their UEFA Champions League group stage? Yes, no, we'll go to Europa League, or no, we'll be totally eliminated from European competition. Those are your options. I'm going to close out the poll now. You have just a couple seconds to get your answers in. 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll. Let's see the results. 92% of you saying that yes, Barcelona will make it through. 6% of you said no, Europa League, and 1% of you said no, totally eliminated from European competition. That's a bold vote. Probably Madrista in here. No big deal. No big deal. I'm with the 92%. I think Barcelona make it through. I think we can easily get second. If we come into our full potential, we kick it into full gear, I think we could get first. Bayern can't possibly maintain that level of output, particularly on the offensive side. I'm not saying that they're going to be easy to beat no matter what form they're in, but we got time. We've got time to get all of our ducks in a row. We've got time for Bayern Munich to cool their jets a little bit. I think we're going to be just fine, folks. Yes, it is the group of death. Yes, it will be tough. But I think Barcelona, in fact, this is probably how the table shapes up. We could get first. I'm not going to say we don't have a chance, but this could be how the table shapes up. Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, Victoria. In that order. How it starts, how it finishes. Just saying. Just saying, folks. Could be the case. Anyway. Folks, unfortunately, I am not going to be around for this live watch-along coming up against Valladolid because, as I mentioned on Wednesday's episode, I do have a jiu-jitsu event that I'm going to be participating in. That will be live streamed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link. I'm going to send that out on social media. I'll make a post here on the channel. I'll make sure I do a little clip to announce it. So if you want to watch live, you're doing a jiu-jitsu match, that will be available for you. But I'm not going to be around for the Barcelona match. I'll be able to catch, I think, like the first half of it. And then from there, I'm going to be occupied. So I'm going to catch up with you Monday on Wake Up in Barça. We'll cover the good, the bad, the Barça. We'll do a full match overview. We'll catch up because by that point, I'm going to be missing y'all like crazy. I don't like going a full weekend without talking to everybody. And I hate missing a live stream match. It's going to be rare. It's going to be very rare this year that I miss a match. So, with that said, 5-0 to Barcelona is my prediction. Come back and hang out Monday morning. We'll talk about what happened during the match. We'll go over the good, the bad, the Barça. We'll do all of those things. We'll catch up on the conversation. We'll have some good caffeine, as we do here, covering the live Barcelona news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My friends, appreciate you. Words. I appreciate you participating in the conversation. Again, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. Easiest way to show your support and probably the biggest impact in terms of getting more eyes on the channel, showing up on people's algorithm. So hit that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. Show your love, show your support. And that's going to do it for today. All right. Again, I love spending some time with you in the mornings, getting the day going. We support the badge. We support each other. That's what we do here on this channel. I will see you Monday for Wake Up in Barça. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.